Hello everyone and welcome. This is Shanna. Now today we're going to be working with this Betterpress plate that comes with a coordinating stencil, and we're going to work with these etched word dies from Spellbinders, and we're going to use this Betterpress plate on the Glimmer machine. This is something I've had on my mind that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and I just have not had the time to do it. And this morning I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a play. We're going to make some cards. We're going to use some sentiments. And I think this will be really, really fun. So as I understand, you can use Betterpress plates on your Glimmer, but you can't use Glimmer plates on your Betterpress. That's the way I understand it. So I'm going to give it a whirl. This is my first time doing it, and I thought it would be fun. I was organizing my Betterpress and my Glimmer stuff the other day, and I saw this black foil, and I thought this would be beautiful with this Winter Rose press plate. I'll link all the materials in the description box below, hard for me to say, so that you can check them out. But this Betterpress plate is pretty new. It's and the sentiments, winter, spring, summer, and autumn are new as well. So I'm just going to lay my Glimmer foil pretty side to pretty side is how you do it. And I did the hinge method. I don't always do the hinge method on my Glimmer, but this morning I did. Anyway, so I'm just trimming that up, and I've got my Glimmer off to the side. It is heating up, and I'm going to bring it in. You can see the light's green. It's ready to go. I'm going to get my press plate laid down on there, make sure everything's lined up, and then just push the timer button and let it time. I did cut it all out because you don't want to sit there for 30 minutes waiting, or 30, however long it is, waiting for that to Glimmer. But I am going to do the big reveal on all three panels that I do. And so this one, we just took the Winter Rose and the Glimmer black Spellbinders foil, and it actually stuck to my shim for some reason, but I can see that it pressed wonderful even before I pull it off, because you can just see all the marks on there. And so now I've got a beautiful white and black panel with this shiny Glimmer press. And I actually kept the foil. I don't know, I think I could glue that down or adhere that down and use the reverse side as well. Now I'm laid my sentiments out of the way because I'm going to bring in another panel, and I'm going to bring in three colors. I think I've got Kitsch Flamingo, Dried Marigold, and Mustard Seed. And I'm just going to get them laid down on here, and I'm going to do some glimmering over the top of these. Now, this pink blending brush was not blending well, as you could see, so I went and got a clean foam dauber, and I just started blending some pink on there. Now, my other blending brushes seem to work fine, so I was able to use them. I'm going to use the Dried Marigold and just kind of lay it down, and then we'll use the Mustard Seed. And I'm just going to do kind of a pink, orange, and yellow blend here, and just kind of get some different colors on here. And so we'll just blend them all up. And I wasn't sure, how well it would foil with the Betterpress and the Glimmer over the ink, but it did just fine. You'll see the big reveal on this in a minute. So just doing some more blending. And I thought to bring out my rubber mat so that I wouldn't make a mess out of my glass mat. Then the next one I do, I don't use so I guess I'm inconsistent. Anyway, so I'm just bringing in some of this gold shimmer foil from Spellbinders, and I'm going to, I thought I had like a plain gold, but I didn't. I've used it all up, and so I've got like this, I don't know what it's called, shimmer. I don't have the wrapper for it, so I'm not sure. I'll try to link in the description box below for you. But we're just going to create our hinge, and then we'll just slide that foil in there, and we're going to give it another press, foiling and press. And I wanted to straighten that edge up so I could get it lined up a little bit better along the top. So I just trimmed that off, and we're going to get it laid down as well. And I've just got that Glimmer machine still running and hot. I thought while I was glimmering, I'd just do several things at once, and that's why we're going to do 3 cards on this, because I just thought it'd be fun to play around. And so that's the timer went off, and I'll bring in my Platinum 6, and we'll roll through it again. And then we'll have the big reveal on this panel. I always think it's fun just to turn it over and, did it work? Is it going to look good? How's it going to go? So there we go. And this is gorgeous. So I'm just pulling that tape off, And we're going to do one more. And this is where I should have brought my rubber mat in because I'm going to do some more blending, but then I forgot to do it. So we'll just get a little ink on the glass mat and then we'll clean it up. So this time I've got this turquoise foil from Spellbinders, and I started to lay it down and then I remembered I want to ink blend this too. So you'll see I'm going to pull it apart once I think of it, and then we'll do some blending on here as well. And it just dawned on me that I want to do some blending. So for this one, I'm just going to bring in, I think I just use one color with this. Oh no, I actually decide to use this blue, and then I grab the pink blending brush and is what I do. And I decide that it'll be pretty to have some blue and pink, and then we'll create some purple with it. And I think that was tumbled glass, or I don't know. And then we're using the Kitsch Flamingo again. And I'm just going to blend into it and just create some pink and purple and blue, and we'll do some foiling on it and see how it turns off. So here's where I'm like, oh, I should have brought the rubber mat in. So I'm just going to clean it off, and we'll create our hinge again, and then we'll run it, heat it up, and run it through our die cutting machine. Now, I apologize for having you watch the same process 3 times, but I think the reveal part is fun, and I do cut out the time that it takes for the Glimmer machine to do its job. So here we go, we're done, and we're going to run it through the Spellbinders again. And you just do one run through with your glimmering. You don't have to do multiple passes, you just do one, and it works just fine. And so we'll have the big reveal on our till. And again, you can see, you know, the press, so that you know that it worked really well. And so this one is really pretty as well. And that was, I don't know what size I cut that piece of paper. It wasn't right, but we'll cut them all down as we go anyway. So I'm going to work the black one first. And I've got the Winter Shadow Etch die. That's part of that set. And I've actually had 3 layers of it that I'm going to work with. So we'll just get these all layered up and stacked, and then we'll get them laid down on the shadow. So I cut out all that stacking and layering just because it takes a bit of time, and I didn't think you guys probably wanted to sit there and watch me glue all of those together. So I'm just finishing up there with a tittle to my eye, and I'm going to get my shadow die, and I'm actually going to use some vellum for the shadow. And so I'll just get that die cut out. I got to trim this panel down still, but I'll get my foil, or my vellum, and then we'll get our panel trimmed down, and then we'll start building this card. So first, I guess I'm going to lay this sentiment down on this vellum before I trim the card up. And I'm just trying to be real careful and get the glue on there nice and neatly, and then we'll get it laid down on there. So this is actually 3 pieces, this sentiment is. You've got the enter, the dot to the I, and then you've got your W. So it does come in 3 pieces. And so we'll just get the tittle laid down there and the W, and then we'll start working on the card. Now I've got the dogs still today, so all the jingle jangle and the shake, rattle, and roll are the dogs in the background. I'm actually in the man cave sitting in a recliner, and I have one in the chair beside of me and the other one is on my lap. These dogs are lap dogs. They have to be with their people. And so they're sitting on my lap. Today is our last day. They'll be going home. So there won't be any barking and rattling going on for a little while. We'll have them again soon, I'm sure. We regularly keep them. So now I'm going to trim this panel down because the top edge. And so I think I just trim this one down to 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'll just bring in some black, and I'm going to just make an A2 size base here. And then we'll just have it, we'll just line our card base with it. And I think it looks really pretty, very Gina K-esque. She always has black behind there. And so it's going to be a very, very simple card. In fact, all 3 of these are going to be very simple, but I think the glimmering make them absolutely stunning. So that's why I've chose to keep them simple. I'm just going to let the foil speak for itself. So I'm going to just lay this down. We'll have that nice little edge on there. And then we will bring in our sentiment and get it laid down on there. And I'm just putting the glue where the black cardstock is, and we'll get it laid down on there, and it'll be nice and neat. And I'm angling this because it's a little bit wider. And we've got our winter, and I think it looks pretty. Now we're going to work with these other two, and we're going to have spring and autumn. And I've skipped summer. I'm just doing 3 cards today, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to need to turn my autumns sideways because my autumn is a pretty good sized die. And I'm bringing in the Spellbinders Tuscan cardstock, and I'm going to trim my panel down. And I think I trim this one down a little bit further. Actually, no, I don't, because I want to cut away from the base with the autumn. So I go ahead and keep it at 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm going to take and die cut autumn out of the center because I want it to be the same color as the back layer. And so I'll just take it and die cut it out. And there I've got it all cut out. Now autumn is only 2 pieces. Now I've got my shadow there, and I'm going to, and I've die cut out of my background panel, and we're just going to layer it up. And we're going to use a top folding card base, actually a side folding that I'm going to spin, rotate. And I'll get this glued up, and we'll get it laid down on there. And I got a little bit of glue on there I was trying to wipe off. Get that lined up nice and neat, and we'll get our focal panel down. And I think it looks lovely. I really like it with that Tuscan panel behind it. And then we're going to get our autumn laid down on there real quick. And then we'll get our sentiment laid down on our card, and then we'll begin working on our spring. And I think these are just lovely. And I'm glad I finally found the time to work with them. Now, today's Monday, it's my day off, and I've been just poking around in the craft room, kind of doing my thing. And I plan to get this done real quick. I'm going to get cleaned up, and I'm going to see if my sister wants to meet for lunch. I thought that would be fun. We haven't done that for a while. Last time we I met her for lunch, was a beautiful day, and we were able to set out on the patio at McAllister's, and that was fun. That noise in the background is because it has cooled off here in Indiana, and we were able to open up the windows and the front door, and that was a loud car that was going down the road. So I apologize for that. So I'm getting my autumn laid down here, and I think it looks really pretty. And I contemplated for a minute about maybe adding some embellishments to it, but then I decided I'm going to let the foil speak for itself. So we'll just move on to our next card, and we're gonna do our spring. And so when I cut this panel, I don't know what I cut it down. I think it was a scrap, and I just cut it away. And so it was a real wonky, awkward size. And so this one, I think I go with 4 1/4 by 3, I think is what I do. And we'll just get it trimmed up, and then we'll just build our card with this. And I think it looks lovely. And I was glad I had that idea to do just kind of the seasons with it, because I needed to use these dies, and Spellbinders had sent them to me, and I need to get them posted. So, and now I just am grabbing some Recollections paper that I bought from Michael's, and I was getting a pink that would look good with it, and I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to get a blue. I'm going to bring in a blue as well. So now I'm just kind of testing my cinnamon out, seeing if it's going to fit on there, how I want to do it. And I brought in some blue scrap that I had that I thought would match nicely with the ink blended panel. And we're just going to bring that blue and that pink back in. So I've die cut out my spring letters in the pink, and I'm going to lay them down on that blue, and then that's how we're going to layer this one up. So I had 2 with vellum backers, and then this one we're going to do another cardstock backer. And then, of course, you could certainly use them without the shadow if you wanted to as well. But I just thought we'd just do something different with this one. And I think it looks cute and fun. The colors kind of remind me of a baby shower. So I'm just going to get all that laid down and we'll assemble our card. Now last night I had a really fun time on my live playing around with some dies from Spellbinders that were just teeny tiny pieces, and I think I said it's magical or something is what I called the live. So if you haven't seen it, you might take a look at it. Super fun, like a Cinderella carriage, a castle, and what else did I have? I had a carriage. Oh, and a sweet little girl that's like a magical little fairy or whatever. So if you didn't see that live, you might want to check it out because it was a lot of fun. Had a lot of small die cutting pieces, and we also had a background scene where we used an over the rainbow die set. So you might want to check that out if you haven't got a chance to see it. So we'll get this laid down on our card base, and we will have our 3 cards. And I think they look really pretty. A lot of fun. So we've got winter, autumn, and then spring. So I hope you like them. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.